Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I am Connor Williams and we're back with another one of our 24/7 news report videos. Like always, we start these 24/7 news report videos with our breaking news. And our breaking news today is that Everton have an injury crisis. If you didn't know already and you were thinking, Connor, we already know we've got an injury crisis. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's still not back, Mina's out. Why is this breaking news? Because there's more. Richarlison has had a tear to the calf muscle. He will be out for several weeks. Townsend has a small foot fracture and will have to go see a specialist. And Coleman has bone bruising and soft tissue damage. I know, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, there's 3 players out again. It means Solomon Rondon up front probably. Andros Townsend out. I don't know who's going to fill that gap. I guess Gordon will have to play quite a lot of game time now. Coleman being out, he will probably stick John Joe Kenny in, or I don't know what he does. I'd rather him, if he's going to insist on playing Godfrey as a fullback, I'd rather Godfrey go out there because he's right-footed and play Luca Dean. Obviously, there's rumours that him and Luca Dean have fell out, him being Benitez. So we'll have to wait and see what Benitez does. Hopefully, he puts that grudge to bed because we really do need our fullbacks playing at natural fullbacks. Sort of cut that, whatever that argument is, I hope they nip it in the bud and he stops holding a grudge, and either way, because we really do need players. I don't know what he makes them do in training, in all honesty. Obviously, we sacked Danny Danaki the other week, and since then he's brought in his own fitness coach that he likes. And since he's done that, it's been nothing but carrying on of injuries. It's such an Everton thing, but it's been injury after injury after injury. Don't know if he makes them box each other in training or wrestle each other, but whatever he makes them do in training, this is awful. Everyone is dropping like flies, and it's just tough, isn't it, lads? The results aren't going our way. The manager's not a very popular man. Half the players are falling out with him. Half the players are injured. It's going to be a bleak December Blues. But you'll have to sort of pray for the best in January. Speaking of January, we have the news that Yerry Mina could go to Newcastle. Juan Foutique, the French news outlet, are claiming that he could leave if Newcastle meet Everton's £17 million price tag. Obviously, Mina's entering the last 18 months of his contract, and he's had his fair share of injuries. I still think he's our best centre-back. Obviously, Godfrey is up there as well, but those two are the pairing that I'd love to see, and we never do for some reason. Letting him go, 17 million seems quite cheap, but again, that could be the length of his contract coming into play and the injury list he's got. I didn't think he'd be the one to go. He's not the centre-back I'd be forcing out. I'd be trying to get rid of Keane or Holgate, but no, it looks like it could be Yerry Mina, and Newcastle will take that because they really need some defensive, stability and a bit of strength in the depth there. So we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of January, Wijnaldum wants to leave PSG. That dream move of his, it hasn't worked out. Newcastle want to rekindle their romance with him, and so does Rafa Benitez. He has a good relationship with him, and according to 90 Minutes, they want to reignite that relationship at Everton. For me, it's a no. He's reaching the wrong ages, and also he's not going to take a massive pay cut from that PSG pay wage. He's going to want to come to us, 3-year contract, thank you very much, bam. Benitez probably will leave. Wijnaldum's knocking about, 33, fans are going, why is he still here? Same reason with a lot of players that we've had in the past. Can't shift the wages, cannot shift them to save our lives, because there's no other club out there like Everton that will pick up big contract wages like us. And speaking of big contract wages for midfielders, Aaron Ramsey could cost us 42 million even if he leaves Juventus on a free transfer. Benitez is very keen on the man. Sunday Mirror has said that Juventus will only let him go if a club takes his £230,000 a week wage and provides him a contract till 2025. I really do hope that this is enough to say, pack it in, leave it alone. No. I didn't want him when I reported the rumours 2 weeks ago. Don't want him now. Certainly don't want him now. I know it's going to cost us 42 million. I know someone out there will go, yeah, but it's 42 million spread across this many years or across this many weeks, and it comes down to only 230. That's still too much money for a man that is not good enough for where we want to be. We want young, hungry players, not players who are coming to get one big last cash grab before they go off into the sunset, in my opinion. That's just me. But yeah, we also have some good news, and that is that Everton will talk about, the higher Bs at Everton will talk about allowing fan representation on the board of directors after a meeting with a fan coalition today. Denise Barron-Baxendale met with Everton's stakeholder steering group, and they said that they want representation not just on the board of directors, but they want an independent fan advisory board. This is only good news. There's so many times where we want to know why stuff's happening, communication, we want our voices to be heard. Obviously, we try and protest, we try and banners, and we need our voices to be heard, and we need to, and we ask what's going on at the top level, and we're getting nothing back, and that's causing a lot of anger. Obviously, it'd help if the on the field performances were any good, but they're not, and we've got a manager who's not very popular to add on to all that. So it all is like the perfect storm. But this could be a way for fans to get their voices heard. I'm not saying that they will listen to everything we put forward as fans, or they might not listen to any of it, but at least we will hear information back, hopefully, and it'll be a healthy one, not just a fobbing off of fans. I really do have high hopes that this will work, because I think it needs to. We also have The Guardian today saying Everton want Brentford's defender Pontus Jansson. His contract expires this season. Newcastle and Leicester are also interested. Obviously, if we're getting rid of centre-backs like Yerry Mina, we'll need another one. He's quite good. I quite like him at Brentford. He plays the ball well as well. I'm surprised Brentford are letting him go. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and keep him at all costs as well. But he seems like a very good centre-back. Maybe money comes into it for Brentford. Yeah, I like him. Obviously, Leicester are a tough competition, and Newcastle look like they really want to improve their defence. The Athletic have also reported that Townsend's rejected any move in January and wants to fight for his place, despite his contract being up in the summer. For me, this is nothing to do with fighting. If you wanted to fight, Rondon's playing ahead of you. You know you're not going to get games. Besiktas are rumoured to be really wanting him back. He loves Besiktas. Go to Besiktas. Let them buy you for $5 million. Go there. He wants to run down his contract, sit there, and then leave in the summer on a free, and will earn the club a sweet nothing. In my opinion, you might think, God, that's cynical. God, that's harsh. It's just how I'm thinking. It's what Everton does to you. I don't believe this man wants to fight for his place, and I don't think even if he did, it would work. I just don't think he's good enough for Everton, and he will be out in the summer on a free transfer back to the club we bought him from. What a fantastic buy that was. I wonder who signed that off. HITC have also said we're interested in Kieran Trippier again in the summer. Apparently, the rumours are that we had Dumfries and Livramento that Brands wanted. Benitez said don't want any of them, want Trippier. Trippier never transpired. Obviously, Brands is no longer at the club, so Benitez's target is back in the firing range for Mashiri's money, and it's Kieran Trippier again. We do face competition from Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, and Newcastle as well. Newcastle just linked with every player we're linked at the minute. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We do need a right back. Whether a 32-year-old to replace a 35-year-old is the most sensible move we're ever going to do, I don't know. You might disagree on that, but I think that's really short-sighted of about 3 years. We also have the news that Sheffield Wednesday want Lewis Gibson. Darren Moore said he's in talks with Everton for that deal. Another youth prospect looked really promising at the start. He should be pushing onto the first team realistically, though, if he's got the talent, and he's not. And it's not like that left-back spot isn't needed of depth. If he was that good, he'd be there or around there. It's a shame. It's another youth prospect that's not worked out at Everton, which highlights bigger issues, I believe. But yeah, a shame. Speaking of youth prospects, Blackpool's CEO, Ben Mansfield, says he wants Ellis Sims back at Bloomfield Road. Doesn't shock me, did really well there. I hope it's on loan and not a permanent. I think if it's a permanent deal, we shouldn't entertain it. A loan deal could be really good, though, get him some championship experience, first team experience. And that could really help with his development, and hopefully then he'd push on into the first team. That is everything I've got time for today, though. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below on anything I've discussed today. The injury crisis, Ramsey, will you take him? Would you take Wijnaldum, even though he's ex-Liverpool? Realistically, we're past that point, though, when you look at who's in the dugout. Lewis Gibson, are you sad to see him go? Did you think he had some potential? What do you think about Townsend? And all that good stuff, just let me know down below. And don't forget, if you want any of your Everton merch, links in the description down below. You can get it through there. Any of your Toffee Blues Christmas jumpers, again, link in the description. And if you want any retro football kits, we've teamed up with Retro Score. Their link will be in the description as well. Check them out. It's fantastic, and stay safe.